Hello world, this is Stefan of Lendrigan Games.
Hi, and I'm Malice of Malice and Cobwebs.
Yeah. Yeah, we're having some technical difficulties tonight, but hopefully they won't be too horrible.
Well, if the storm doesn't shut me down, we should be fine.
Yeah.
So I know you said you had some things you wanted to talk about.
Yeah. First up, Diablo Immortal. Agree or disagree?
Insane. I don't even think it's a matter of agree or disagree. It's more why would you ever do such a thing? Well, I mean, if you think about it, Diablo fans really fall into one of two categories. Newer fans, they've been being bombarded by this sort of thing forever, or the hardcore old school fans who actually took the time to beat the thing. Beat Diablo 2 on its insane uber difficulty.
Yes.
There's no fan that's not going to be insulted by this.
Yeah. Well, ultimately, it's like the exact insult really was this is a game for the Eastern market, and that they're marketing it so heavily towards a Western market. That's really the insult here.
So what do you mean by Eastern market, out of curiosity?
Well, it's let's start with the history of Diablo's or Blizzard's relationship with NetEase, the people making the Diablo Immortal. I think it was from Zerg the Hacker on that I learned that when Diablo 3 came out, China refused to accept it. Well, it's like one of the things with China is that they don't respond, or it's like they don't accept any media that showcases spirits, ghosts, or anything like that. The otherworldly things.
So that would put Coca-Cola's advertisement campaign about resurrecting your ancestors out of the running.
Yeah. And so NetEase adapted Diablo 3 to be fit for Chinese consumption. So that ultimately is where their relationship started. And so with basically thanks to NetEase, Blizzard has a finger of sorts on the Eastern pulse.
Right.
Yeah, and with the Immortal being made by NetEase is making it for the Eastern audience because that's what they know.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like a very silly decision to me.
Yeah.
And I mean, by now, I think everybody's seen the "Is this an April Fool's Day?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is never a good sign.
Yeah.
When your audience is like, "Are you shitting me?" It occurred to me, I had a bathroom thought today while I was sitting on the toilet. I realized in two different mediums, film and video games, there are products out for fan bases that would never in a million years ask for the thing that they're getting.
Yeah.
And one of them is Diablo Immortal, and the other one is Fallout 76. And then apparently The Crimes of Grindelwald, the film, also falls into the category of something the hardcore Harry Potter fan base would never ask for.
Yeah.
I've actually run into a couple of articles comparing J.K. Rowling to George Lucas. Phantom Menace era George Lucas, which is not a flattering comparison. So I guess the question when it comes to Diablo Immortal at this point is how likely is this thing to croak before? How likely is this thing just going to croak before it actually becomes a thing? Do you think they're going to actually listen to what the fans are saying and just back out?
Well, funny. The Nerd Slayer put out recently he does Death of a Game series, and he was talking about a Death of Aeon, how it's a Korean MMO that tried to be published globally. And what ended up happening is that it died in North America and Europe, but it's still alive and well over in Korea.
Right.
And I'm figuring a similar thing will happen with Diablo Immortal in that it'll do well over on the Eastern Front, but it's gonna just slowly collapse in on itself on the Western side.
So what I'm hearing you say is that this company that they're having make a Diablo game made a Diablo game only without Diablo, essentially. And
well, they reskinned a Diablo clone.
Okay, so it's not even that they just remade Diablo; it's a Diablo clone. But I guess it's just how do you take Diablo and not have any reference to spirits or devils or anything in it? I mean,
yeah.
Well, I thought that was sort of like the core concept of Diablo is to defeat Diablo.
I don't know. I'd have to really look into what all NetEase changed for the Chinese.
Diablo is actually
for the Chinese government.
I would totally have it reskinned that way, where Diablo is actually capitalism. It's the fight against capitalism. And you can have all those characters in the Diablo series that dabble in darkness, have them be dabbling in capitalism, state-run capitalism.
And free trade.
And free trade. There's definitely a subtext you can work in.
Yeah.
Now you think that in the next...
Let's see.
What's your time frame for the death of Diablo, in essence?
Well, I would not be surprised. Well, I'd say about a month or 2 months, I guess. Basically, it will have a reasonable opening, box office opening, so to speak. But then it's like, and then it'll linger for a little while.
Right, but then I mean, it's kind of like even Roadkill has a crowd for a while. Like, there's an accident on the side. If there's a horrible accident on the side of the road, you bet people rubberneck for a while to find out what's going on.
Well, it's like most likely the press will linger longer than the game will.
And I guess that depends too on how offensively bad it is.
Well, it won't be offensively bad. It'll just be total culture clash.
Well, that's true. I mean, I guess when I say bad, I mean we're talking about a situation where it'll be so outside our comfort zone.
Yeah.
That it might come across as bad. I'm honestly far more fascinated by Fallout 76 right now.
Oh yeah.
Because I've been watching. Okay, I'm a little out of my league here for now.
Yeah.
I was watching many a true nerd play for a while, and he was having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But then Jim Sterling came out with his Fallout 76 review today, and he completely thrashed it.
Yeah.
Should have expected. I don't know why I was expecting anything else.
Well, what was True Nerd? What were the positives that he was highlighting?
I think that he is very into the visual storytelling of Fallout.
Yeah.
So you know the type of thing where there's the New Vegas vault, where you go in and you find the election where you're not supposed to become overseer, and then like you look at all the posters, and Fallout does a very good job at. I think my favorite example of visual storytelling without saying anything is the couple of corpses in the Bison Hotel, where like they clearly overdosed and killed themselves. But I mean, there's no quest about it. It's just skeletons and drugs. Probably around the time the bombs fell, and I think that Fallout 76 continues this tradition of selling this. I just think it really comes down to again what you are expecting out of a Fallout game. I was reading the other day. I thought this was really interesting. I actually took the time to save the article if I can find it later. That in lieu of NPCs, some people, including many a true nerd, are acting as NPCs in the game.
Yeah.
So they're setting up base camps for new players and giving out supplies. I mean, all but giving out quests.
Yeah.
And the interaction has been generally pretty friendly so far.
Yeah.
But while I was thinking about that earlier, I realized I'm not really sure that reflects very well on the game design of Fallout 76, or if that reflects very well on the fan base of Bethesda.
BYO NPC.
Yeah, BYO plot.
Yeah.
But I mean, watching many a true nerd play the game, following the overseer who's in charge of the vault that you get out of, I was intrigued. I thought it was good. But I mean, whether that's enough to hold people's interest, that's going to be the real question. Ooh. Never mind.
Oh, sorry.
No. It just reminds me of when we were playing Diablo 2 and the extra bonus boss popped up and then died so fast that we barely even registered he was on the screen.
Yeah, it's like a boss approached.
Actually, I think the first time we only realized that we found him was when the extra skill point popped up on the side of the screen.
Yeah. Ooh, extra skill point. Then, right, we earned those.
Oh no, actually, you were right. I think you might be right. I think it took us a while to even realize that we found him.
Yeah.
And then the whole time we were wondering why that extra skill point popped up.
Yeah.
I think only time will really tell how Fallout 76 does.
Well,
I guess it's kind of similar too.
Fallout 76, I'm guessing its main problem is that it's a sandbox without tools to manipulate the sand.
Elaborate.
Well, it's like you have house building, but other than that, you don't have any agency. Even the plot itself is go find this most likely a corpse.
There definitely is an aspect of mystery to it. I think it's got that frustrating aspect that a lot of walking simulators have.
Yeah.
That you are ultimately not a very active participant in some of the stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
And I know that the excuse, or at least I remember the excuse that I heard, is you don't want to struggle to tell the difference between an NPC and a regular player.
Yeah.
But I think that there were less lazy ways around that.
Yeah.
So it's been interesting. I ran into an article today before we actually started playing that I thought was very interesting. That was talking about how, ironically, having people makes Fallout feel more empty than ever.
Oh yeah.
It's this weird sort of dissonance of.
Funny thing. It's like one thing that's been coming to my mind from various reviews is Silent Hill 76. Featuring crushing loneliness.
Well, right, but isn't that pretty much DayZ? Only maybe with more fog. All you'd have to do is introduce Pyramid Head.
Well,
you pretty much just have DayZ.
Yeah.
That's about how psychotic the player base is already. So.
Oh yeah, with the DayZ, everyone is Pyramid Head. That's the difference.
everybody is Pyramid Head before he came to Silent Hill and picked up his nifty headwear. It's just a matter of stand next to an open window for 5 seconds. Oh, whoops.
Meanwhile, in Fallout 76, you can be Pyramid Head if you trade in your kneecaps.
I think one of my favorite things about Fallout 76 during the beta test is there's a giant moth monster.
Yeah.
And apparently it wasn't properly coded to attack. Either that or there's a friendly version that won't attack. But somebody went up and...
It's Bethesda. It wasn't properly coded.
Well, I've heard both versions. I've heard that there's supposed to be like a wise version that will give you like an experience boost if you just hang out with it and don't shoot it.
Yeah.
But then, it's Bethesda.
Yeah.
It could have been that they just coded it poorly, then fixed it and kept the poorly coded version in just like because. But then there was somebody who was saying the most fascinating thing I've seen so far is they spent the opening hours, or not the opening hours, but some portion of playing Fallout 76 being followed around by just some naked guy.
Yeah.
And
and really that's the problem with the Fallout 76. You have to invent your own fun.
I don't think that's 100% true. I think there's a lot of fun inherently to be had. I think it really comes down to how much you're willing to invest in Fallout 76.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you remember the there's the Hi, I'm Kevin videos where
Call Me Kevin.
Role play and just like like he'd go into like Harry Potter role play and just screw around.
Yeah.
I think that's where user run servers are going to become like essential. If you want to play the game, you kind of have to role play at least a little. You have to kind of fill in the gaps a little yourself, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be very difficult on some servers, I think. But I have heard that there are some groups of people who are role-playing as raiders.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Good luck. I haven't heard anything good about being a PvPer in that game.
What, in terms of PvP?
Yeah. Basically, the way PvP works is the person who fires, when you fire on someone, you're considered to have initiated or considered to have thrown the gauntlet at them.
Right.
But it's only it's not a gauntlet. It's a dainty velvet glove that you threw at their face because that's how much damage you just did with your shotgun. But when they fire back, they do full damage.
Well, yeah. I know that. Well, I mean, that's just. I'm sure that somebody's going to mod this out eventually, but I'm hoping that just makes it. If you make something like Fallout 76, you want to sucker people in as long as possible. If you have a situation where somebody's dying just immediately, unless you're a horrible DayZ masochist, you're not going to want to stick around.
Yeah.
And so I understand why they're trying to discourage people from starting fights with people who don't want to.
Yeah.
If I'm playing Fallout 76, I'm not playing for PvP.
Yeah.
I mean, a simpler solution would have just been to make a PvP zone.
Yeah.
Which would have been slightly immersion breaking, but then, I mean, then I would just know not to go to the PvP zone.
Yeah.
I don't know. Isn't it interesting how adding Fallout to a situation like this sort of...
Yeah.
The typical solutions just don't feel right.
Yeah. And it's like, it's like handicapping griefing feels anti-Fallout, actually.
That's true.
Yeah, because you're in this post-nuclear wasteland where it's like there's not supposed to be any set morality.
Right. And I mean, ultimately, from a gameplay perspective, I can understand why they're doing it.
Yeah.
I think a better solution might have been to have servers where there are just specifically... Because I know I've heard that there are some later events that require, like, group PvP.
Yeah.
But maybe having some servers where you're just not allowed to greet each other. Like if you're going on a canoe trip and you don't want to be tipped over, then you get into a canoe with the other person who doesn't want to get tipped over.
Yeah.
But maybe having some servers where it's full on just go nuts and kill each other.
Yeah.
Maybe that would have just been a better way to go. I mean, even Vault Tech had some vaults that were meant for people to survive and some vaults that were meant to drive people insane with subliminal sounds.
Yeah.
So, and actually, one of the articles I read actually compared Bethesda to Vault Tech. It's like some aspects of it they compared the game to a sick Vault Tech experiment. I bet Bethesda never thought that they'd see that day. Be the hero or to live long enough to become Vault Tech. And the other fascinating thing, unrelated as it is, I've been reading a ton of reviews for the new Fantastic Beasts movie. It's been fascinating. And I mean, it really all boils down to the same several questions. The first one being, why is Johnny Depp still in this movie? And that one varies anywhere from, why is Johnny Depp still in this movie? Because Johnny Depp is a bad man and I don't like Johnny Depp now.
Oh.
And then the other is, Johnny Depp doesn't seem to know what to do with his character. And then the second series of complaints is, this movie is really long and boring and nothing happens. And none of the characters seem to have much motivation, and I don't know what's going on. And I mean, I guess within that subset of complaints is in order to appreciate this film, you really have to know your Harry Potter.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise you're going to be a little lost. So, I'm still planning on seeing it. I saw the first one. I thought it was cute and fun. I wouldn't exactly call it like a great movie, but you know, it was all right. I would recommend it for like a Redbox DVD rental, but that's about it.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, I have no idea how this one's gonna go.
I'd rent that for $1.
Yeah, that's about it. So Redbox.
Yeah.
Actually, Redbox is $1.50 sometimes now.
Oh.
Has to be a different version of Redbox for people who like classic films called Greybox. Films from the 1940s that had actual culture and class. Now, out of curiosity, just while I'm thinking of it, have you heard anything new about the new Mountain Blade? Or are they still radio silence for the time being?
Well, it's like they're putting out dev interviews, but still,
Right.
I haven't seen any like hard, we're this much % done or whatever.
Well, I'm just waiting for the inevitable Game of Thrones mod that will come out for it.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll definitely be glorious.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah,
It's gonna take the.
yeah. I was just saying it's kind of interesting seeing the forums flooded with people who think people who act as though Tale Worlds is like an old salt who knows exactly what they're doing and how to get where they're going. Because like, why isn't the game out yet? It's like they shouldn't be doing what they're doing. They should be doing this and whatnot. And despite however many times Tale Worlds is saying, we're literally learning as we go.
And I mean, given that that's the case,
Yeah.
that Mountain Blade works as well as it does.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still really pretty.
Yeah.
So far as actually, that's one of the interesting things. Bringing this back briefly to Fallout 76 is listening to Jim Sterling. He was talking about how ugly the game is.
Yeah.
And from a graphical perspective, I think he was playing on PlayStation 4. But from a graphical perspective, maybe he's right. And certainly from a gameplay perspective, the animations are janky and crazy.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's true from the stuff that I've seen for Fallout 4, and it's certainly true for Fallout 76.
Yeah.
Because the engine's turning 76, put off Tish. But honestly, the skyboxes still look pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, the biggest thing that really draws me still to Fallout 4 is not necessarily what I hear about the story. It's how pretty Boston is.
Well, really, it's what it's become is that Gamebryo is a world-building engine. It's basically become a dedicated world-building engine, and which means it ends up being not quite so good at anything else.
Huh. And I mean, I definitely want to play Fallout 4 at some point. My computer just cannot handle Fallout 4.
Yeah. Oh.
I downloaded it for free, and my computer did not like Fallout 4. Oh, did I go too far the wrong way? I probably didn't. Right? Oh well.
Yeah. Yeah, these guys are like level 50, so.
Well, you're doing alright against them in your mech.
Yes. In my Ed 209.
Yeah. Put down the tusk. Well, now we know what happened to Pumbaa after the Lion King 57. Oh, that's another company that's making such wonderful decisions lately. They're doing a live action Aladdin.
Oh.
I think it's live action Dumbo, and the trailer did actually look very intriguing. I thought that looked interesting. But then it was live action Aladdin, and it's Will Smith playing the genie. Which I honestly think is kind of the right choice, because no matter who's playing the genie, they are inevitably going to be compared to Robin Williams.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you're going to do it, you might as well go as far in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
In terms of on-screen persona as possible.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see where that goes.
Of course, that means the princess is going to run away with the genie. There's no other. The princess is going to run away with the genie. That'll be the happy ending. There's no other possible outcome.
Oh no. The outcome is going to have to be that they end on a completely non-romantic note. They have to end as just friends. You can't be in a relationship. And then like Aladdin runs off with the genie.
That could work.
That would be super progressive.
Yeah.
That would defy my expectations right there.
Yeah.
It would subvert my expectations.
Yeah, it would actually subvert them instead of just defying them.
It actually genuinely, you're right, unfortunately. It definitely would subvert things.
Yeah.
I think the only live action film I've seen so far is I saw the live action, God, I can't even remember, Beauty and the Beast. This Cobwebs and I saw it together. Neither one of us were very impressed with it, and I think we both left angrier than we'd been in a while with pretty much any movie. So I guess ultimately the question is price being an issue, and also computer that can handle it being an issue.
Yes. With Fallout 76, a computer that can handle it is definitely an issue. It's just so incredibly unoptimized. All the... Yeah.
Well, I mean, especially given they had, what, like a 50-some gig first day patch?
Oh, yeah, it was a 45 gigabyte game and a 55 gig day one patch.
So by the time
I first heard about the 30 gig patch. I didn't know it ballooned after that.
Yeah, no, I saw 30 gig first, then I saw it pop up to 50 gigs, so neither would surprise me. So by the time we have a computer that can handle Fallout 76 and we finish downloading it, I assume the bombs will start dropping. And then we might as well just go outside and play Fallout 76 for real. Which, you know what, you're close enough to Appalachia.
Yes.
You might as well just go all mountain man and get started now.
Yeah, well, it's you're not too far away from mountain manning either.
That's true. I think mine would be decidedly less comfortable.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, but I mean, in all seriousness, if we could find a way to play it, would you play it?
Yeah. Well, until then, I'd be more inclined to go back to Conan Exiles.
What, Path of Exile?
No, Conan Exiles.
Oh, Conan Exiles. I've never played Conan Exiles.
Yeah.
Is that free to play now?
No, it's not free to play. I'd have to.
Of course, it's not free to play.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd have to get it for you. But it's. Well, it's like. It's like it. Coming out of the gate, it started, hey, you can do private servers. And Conan Exiles actually does offer a decent single-player sandbox experience.
Right.
Because it's it doesn't have to be co-op to enjoy enslaving your neighbors.
And hear the lamentations of the NPCs.
Yeah.
Very good, Conan. You get a gold star. That might be fun.
Yeah.
You have to look into how much it costs.
You know, and base building is a lot less finicky.
Now that is true. I definitely was interested in base building when I saw Fallout 4.
Yeah.
But the base building did look very finicky.
Yeah, it's Conan Exiles. It's like because because they were just throwing ideas at the wall. They say, "Hey, let's try to Conan Minecraft."
Now I have no idea how many people are on every individual server for Fallout 76. But the other thing that kind of drove me nuts about the look of the base building is I hate seeing a lot of buildings with no one around.
Oh yeah.
It just feels disorientingly wrong to me. But then on the other hand, I can't expect to build a settlement and just have it be like the spot where everyone is.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of things about Fallout 76 that I just don't think that they really thought about. It was a noble effort, but it probably would have been better spent making a new engine. And I say that not knowing. I mean, I know it's Bethesda, but
yeah.
I mean, you know, at the end of Old Yeller, they took Old Yeller out behind the shed because he had the hydrophobia, and they shot him. Maybe it's just time.
Well, yeah, we're already beyond that time. It's Old Yeller is just a heart attached to crutches at this point.
Actually, realistically, Old Yeller would be like Rex, just a brain in a different dog's body. yeah, no, I just think they should do something different.
Yeah.
And I think my lucky star is that I'm not as up with Fallout lore. And I guess that's another apt comparison between the new Harry Potter film,
Yeah.
Fallout 76, is they're putting Professor McGonagall in the new Harry Potter prequel,
Yeah.
but apparently she's not even supposed to be born when this film comes out.
Oh.
Based on homework that Harry Potter fans have done, they figured out when she went to school at Hogwarts, when she graduated, so based roughly on that age, they know that she was supposed to be born like a decade after this film starts.
Yeah.
And she's in the film somehow.
In her 20s.
So maybe... Yeah, sure. So maybe she time travels. Maybe this is like her misbehaving at Hogwarts as she travels back in time. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just J.K. Rowling getting increasingly full of herself.
I think that it is very dangerous to come back to a franchise being left behind for a while.
Yeah.
But then, in Fallout 76, I'm glad that I'm not up with the lore because you've got the Brotherhood of Steel, the Enclave, Super Mutants. And I mean, I keep running into all these people saying, why are there mutants in this game?
Everything that shouldn't be in West Virginia at that time.
Everything that shouldn't exist or shouldn't be in...
Oh yeah, everything that doesn't even exist yet at that time.
Yeah. I mean, not even just shouldn't exist in that part of the United States.
Yeah.
Just straight up shouldn't exist, period.
Yeah.
But I mean, even just Brotherhood of Steel, like, they shouldn't be around, apparently.
No, it's like the Brotherhood of Steel was basically a militant museum.
Well, yeah, I mean...
And you can't have a militant museum just coming right out of right after the bombs drop.
Yeah, no, I mean, they were isolated for a long time after that.
Yeah.
And this is me not terribly invested in the Fallout universe beyond New Vegas.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, I'm so glad I haven't played Fallout 1 and 2 yet.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'd be looking at Fallout 76 and going, what? No! Why? What are you doing? But instead, I'm just listening to everybody else make these complaints instead.
Yeah.
So,
and for everyone at home playing along, this is me eternally hating Bethesda ever since mid-production of Fallout 3.
I still want to play Fallout 3, and I have never been able to get it to work on Windows 10. So someday.
Yeah.
Now you probably explained to me in great seething detail why you don't like Fallout 3.
Well, it was in the middle of development of Fallout 3. It was I haven't even really played much of it yet. But during development, when I was learning what Fallout 3 will and will not be, and I find out, hey, it's going to be a first-person shooter instead of isometric turn-based. Okay, that sucks. And then the reasoning behind it was not everyone wants a isometric turn-based game. It was because they made that reasoning, I quit the Bethesda forums, publicly announced my quitting, and I haven't been back since.
I mean, I guess I find it sort of fascinating because I ran into a video. I'm not going to be able to remember who made this video, but it was a video called Fallout 3 Sucks and Here's Why.
Oh yeah,
hours.
I showed that to you.
Well, I think I saw that before you showed it to me, though. I've run into it before.
Yeah.
But I watched it, and then, unbeknownst to me, I hadn't put two and two together, but many a true nerd made a Fallout 3 is great, and here's why video. But I didn't put two and two together that he had made the video in response to the Fallout 3 sucks, and here's why video. So in part because I've watched many a true nerd play Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas so many times.
Yeah.
And he gets very invested in the game, and he plays it, and he has a lot of fun. Because of that, I guess I have a soft spot for these two games, and because of that, I'm more open, I think, than you are to Fallout 4 and Fallout 76.
Yeah.
I'm just willing to give them a bit of the benefit of the doubt. And I know that one of the things that Jim Sterling was nervous about is the existence of microtransactions.
Oh, yeah.
Which I definitely think is not my favorite aspect of it, for sure. My impression of it initially is that they're being a little more reserved about it than some games.
Currently, anyway.
That's true. I mean, all these things for Fallout 76 are so subject to change.
Oh, yeah, it's like,
difficult.
and it's guaranteed at least a significant chunk of it will end up on the Creation Kit store or the Creation Club store.
Oh, the Creation Club thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I very openly refuse to give Bethesda the doubt anymore. I'm a gleeful gremlin throwing tires onto the fire.
Well, yeah, you certainly have been enjoying doing that recently, if nothing else.
Yeah. Yes. I've also had the same glee behind the Diablo Immortal backlash. Although it did fluctuate up and down a bit. My hatred with Blizzard really that started mid-production of Diablo 3, oddly enough, but for different reasons. Well, actually, in mid-production, when they were putting out the promotional videos, and I see the gameplay footage, and the first thing that struck me is I just noticed a quick flash when they were mousing over the whirlwind skill, and then it's like I look at it and it's like whirlwind skill. It's like a current rank something out of 5, and I was thinking, wait, what happened to 20 ranks? And then I figured out later I learned later that Condor Games, aka Blizzard North, had left Blizzard during while 3 was being made.
Right.
And so in context of everything else that Blizzard was doing, namely the always online thing, my first thought was Blizzard was turning into Electronic Arts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like I ended up just despising Blizzard for that, and of course it was although I did learn later, although I forget from where I learned it, that Blizzard North left not because of disputes with Blizzard, but because of disputes with Vivendi. And after that, my view of Diablo 3 became a lot warmer.
I guess, I mean, I've told you, but I'll just say out loud that I enjoyed playing Diablo 2 with you.
Yeah.
But I could never play Diablo 2 on my own because I find it such a completely bleak and depressing experience.
Yeah.
Because the world feels so lifeless and dead. It's like within a couple generations, there's just not enough people to sustain a population. All Diablo needs to do is set an egg timer and wait.
Yeah.
But because of that, I don't really have a soft spot for the Diablo series.
Yeah.
So watching Diablo Immortal to me is it's like watching that representative get up on stage, douse himself in gasoline, hold the lighter, and then ask the crowd if anybody's got a phone. Like, we all have phones, right?
Yeah.
And then he proceeds to light himself on fire while telling everyone it's an April Fool's Day joke that no one gets.
Yeah.
But, now it's too late. You've pulled the trigger. And maybe the Eastern crowd's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. But
Yeah. Of course, after I learned that Condor Games left because of it ending out Blizzard, it's I right then and there just stopped hating Blizzard, and it's like, okay, I stopped caring.
I mean, the other thing too is having briefly played Diablo 3 with you.
Yeah.
Every time Tim Sterling refers to it, he calls it endlessly playable.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, I could never play the game on my own, and I think that the only thing that was pushing us through it towards the end was sheer stupid stubbornness.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so bad.
Well, the entire game feels like padding.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a box full of interesting shaped packaging. It's kind of interesting. It's just a lot of it, and I mean, what's the point?
Yeah.
And then at the very bottom, maybe there's something. It's like a little figurine of Deckard Cain.
No, at the bottom is a good job. You made it to the bottom.
Diablo will return in.
Yes.
You only smite twice. Wait, I went back to the forest. Anyways, yeah. I just can't muster up the outrage for this one. I can't get too angry because I've never actually played World of Warcraft either.
Yeah.
So a lot of the whole Blizzard stuff, I'm just kind of, oops, just kind of passed me by. So the level of outrage here has been sort of fascinating. I wonder if this is anybody's Phantom Menace. It's got to be somebody's. Somebody's got to be that mad.
Oh.
Bethesda ruined my childhood 20 years after it was over. So do you think they'll try and mollify the Western fans by giving them an actual new Diablo game?
Well, that's a whole other can of worms. It's I remember arguing on a forum about like everything wrong with the Diablo Immortal announcement, and it's like one of the things I saw was the work on Diablo Immortal isn't interfering with the work on Diablo 4. To which I get, it's like my first thought was, that's assuming they're even working on Diablo 4, but they haven't even said anything about it. It's like, how do we know that they care? And then information comes out, and it turns out, yeah, they do care. It's just been in development hell for the past 4 years. It's like, well, great. It's it's like the problem isn't that, it's like they're not being waylaid by work on Diablo Immortal. They're just being waylaid by everything else.
Well, may I make the following suggestion? The development hell for Diablo 4 may end soon because if backlash, Western backlash amongst the hardcore Diablo fans is big enough, they might take the Coca-Cola Classic route. Oh yeah, we've got new Diablo. Here's new Diablo.
Yeah.
What do you mean nobody likes it and our stock is plummeting? Diablo Classic! Now with real sugar.
Funnily enough, their stock already has started plummeting.
Oh, yeah. No, without a doubt.
Oh yeah, it's weird. The stock market effect. There's like a lot of the big companies have been having stock market problems. Activision Blizzard is having stock market problems due to actually directly from the Diablo Immortal announcement. Suddenly investors were saying we're not confident in this. And then EA is having a stock market hit because Battlefield 5 didn't go over well. And then, well, actually it was ZeniMax. They're a private company, I found out. But we'll see how Fallout 76 manages to not please everyone except their rarities who just love the lore.
Well, you know, some of those people are going to be the maddest.
Well, it's like the people who actually love the lore hate the retcons.
Right. I mean, that's the problem. Is that if you're talking about somebody who really likes lore, they're going to be the most mad about the retcons more than me. I mean, I like Fallout lore, but I mean, I'm not going to pick up on all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's just a very lived-in world at this point.
Yeah, I found it interesting. This guy, one of the bigger Fallout YouTubers, Oxhound. He was he was very much gushing over it on how it's a beautiful world and there's all this lore to find, and it becomes very apparent that if you're not a Bethesda fanboy, this is not really a review so much as a defense.
And you know, some of that might come down to if you play the same thing over and over again, your brain kind of orients itself that way.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to bet that Jim Sterling, and I mean, I say this meaning no insult to Jim Sterling, he's a perfectly intelligent person. He's just, and I mean, I guess I can't even say that because he plays Dark Souls, so he definitely likes visual storytelling.
Yeah.
It's just, if you are not attuned to Bethesda's particular brand of visual storytelling, you probably could walk by a lot of it. I know I do.
Yeah.
And I'm no dummy, but I just I'm not thinking that way.
Yeah.
And it's only after watching so many Fallout War videos on YouTube that I've started to pick up kind of on visual cues that they go for a lot. And you know, even watching many a true nerd who walks into a building at one point and he's like, "Oh, look, there's a corpse." You know, look, that's that. Like,
yeah.
And actually, it was Fallout New Vegas. There's a corpse outside the prison, and he's like, "Oh, I wonder if this is supposed to be some more thing about a prisoner who tried to get away from prison. Or maybe it's a guard or something." But like, look, it's the wasteland and a corpse. Like, yay.
Yeah. Although
he's definitely.
I was thinking there's another YouTuber, smaller one called Rowercan, and he actually did a positive. Well, he was saying it's like I enjoyed my time with it. I won't fault you if you don't like it. It's like I'm aware that having no human NPCs and just getting all your quests from robots will be a major hang-up for most of you, but I didn't mind. And also he said, yes, if playing it co-op definitely is a much more fun experience. Yeah, because that one definitely gets thrown around. Yeah, it's fun with friends. Yeah, here we are on Maple Story. So now that saved us $60.
Yeah, well, I've actually spent the last 5 minutes repeatedly throwing myself off the cliff, so look at me have fun.
See? Maple Story is a blast!
Yeah. Maple Story via what's that game?
The Lemmings Simulator.
No, not Lemmings. The Happy Wheels.
Oh, Happy Wheels.
Yeah, so Maple Story via Happy Wheels, which is still the worst, most messed up thing I've ever played. I laughed hysterically at in front of my wife.
Yeah.
Who probably started wondering what she was getting herself into. Unfortunately, my health is regenerating too fast for me to heal myself via fall damage.
Must find a higher clip.
Yeah, I think I found the highest one here. But I need to find a taller place, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't necessarily say I've got huge hopes for Fallout 76, but I'm definitely interested to see where it goes.
That one I'm definitely seeing as burning out quickly.
I just don't see that happening. I think that there's going to be enough people who are fascinated by it who will stick around.
Yeah, but it's I don't know, it's like, one of the problems is that we already have Rust, and that one's functioning a lot more competently. And it really is competing with Rust at this point.
Well,
And it's like the people who are really into finding Fallout lore are not enough to sustain the 76.
That's true. But of course, we have no idea what to find. I mean, I guess I'm just feeling very hopeful for this.
Yeah.
God knows why. But I do genuinely hope that it turns out all right in the end. Even if the finished product ends up looking very little like the product that we have today.
Well, it's the critical reviews of Fallout 76 are it, and none of the professional reviewers like it, and the user reviews are similarly dismal.
You know,
it's like I'm optimistically hoping for its downfall.
Well, knowing my luck, you're probably going to be right. It probably will, almost guaranteed. It might do.
Yeah, it's like it has too many problems. And it's like a lot of them are technical even.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what may very well end up happening is the most minimal cost thing that they can do is just take the briefing efforts that they put into the game, yank them, just keep a couple servers up, and let everybody just go all Wild West.
Yeah.
And that might rejuvenate the game a bit and keep it going for a bit longer. Because I know Bethesda was saying that they want to keep Fallout 76 running forever, which is, of course, the same hyperbole that they got my family.
Before that, they have to get it starting running properly.
Right. Forget running forever.
Yeah.
Let's get it running now. So, I mean, that is definitely high-minded rhetoric there.
Yeah.
Fallout 76 still running when the bombs drop.
And of course, one of the ironies is that it's you know how well Fallout Shelter is doing? Because I'm willing to bet it. Yeah, I'm willing to bet that by December there will be more people still playing Fallout Shelter than Fallout 76.
Because, I mean, honestly, Fallout Shelter has its own set of problems.
Yeah.
Really not good problems.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I legitimately hope that you're wrong.
Yeah.
I just don't think you will be, because...
Yeah.
Leave aside issues with storytelling and how the Appalachian Mountains feel very empty without NPCs, and that there's not a lot of concerted story stuff going on. I think what will potentially kill it is the technical issues and the fact that they didn't just up their game into a different engine.
Yeah. Well, they're trying their hardest to never switch to another engine.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know. And I mean, you know, I've had some shirts for a very long time. I've had a sweater for like forever. But then my wife bribed me into wearing a different sweater by buying one for me. So now I can only wear that sweater inside. That's just how it works. So maybe Bethesda can only use their engine for like in-house stuff or something. But I mean, they gotta. When your pants are see-through, you buy new pants.
Yeah, well, it's the problem is code isn't quite that physical.
Well, yeah, no, I know. I mean, I'm making a poor metaphor, but I mean...
Yeah, it's like the pants are still a functional loincloth, so they don't care that the legs are gone.
Yeah, I mean, it's just out of all the complaints that I've heard, I mean, this is not like I've never heard many a true nerd make this complaint about how the engine for Fallout 4, you know, the engine just has not aged well. I mean, it's still a pretty game, but that's just because it's designed very well.
Yeah.
The engine itself, in terms of how animation works, and even just in terms of basic stuff in how people function.
Yeah.
How people get out of chairs and suddenly turn around, do like a 180 movement.
Yeah.
Like they're doing a Michael Jackson dance move for a split second. It's just crazy. And I think it would be worth the investment for the storytelling quality that's going into these games. And I think they should have just had NPCs.
Well, it's like everybody thinks Bethesda should switch their engine. Everybody except Todd Howard.
Except Bethesda.
Yeah.
But you know, it's definitely going to be interesting.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 are gonna, how janky those will be when they get released.
Oh no!
Because it's like because when Skyrim came out, it was the particular jank was a novelty, but now the novelty is worn off, and Todd Howard doesn't seem to recognize that.
We can rebuild it. We have the technology.
Yeah.
Yes, but we've got better technology.
We can also upgrade it. No, we rebuild.
It's like he's sitting by his broken down car on the side of the road with smoke coming out from under the technology. I can just buy you a new car, man.
At this point, the pants are actually just duct tape boxers with a Levi's tag on them. And all that's left of the pants is just that Levi's tag.
It's regular time. It was they were boot cut. Now that actually, I will be interested in hearing your opinion on Elder Scrolls 6 because I know that your opinion on Elder Scrolls 5 was not 100% positive.
Yeah.
For innumerable reasons.
Yeah.
So I'll leave aside the janky and the geriatric engine. It'll be interesting to hear your opinion on that because Elder Scrolls is something. The longest I ever played Morrowind is when I roleplayed as an axe murderer, running from house to house, provoking people until they got into a fight with me, then stealing all selling it to the local store.
Yeah.
In that run through, I actually ended up killing a plot critical NPC.
Yeah.
Very soon after I started playing, thus dooming the world.
Yeah.
She looked at me funny. What was I supposed to do? And the game's like, killing this person's gonna have drastic effects. She insulted me!
Good going, Mirror of Honor.
Yeah. All up in arms because she had a lot of slaves. They're like, she's an essential NPC, and I'm like, it's essential for me to hit her. So, but yeah.
Maybe she's essential to you.
But you know, I kind of wish that later Bethesda games actually just let you kill anyone.
Yeah.
Because I mean, even if you go through Whiterun, there are so many characters that are considered plot critical for various reasons that you can't kill.
Yes.
I mean, there's ways around that, but it's very frustrating.
Yes. It's like ultimately, it's like it was a response to how do you keep plot critical NPCs from getting killed by random bandits? But there are ways around that too. And actually, it's like I figured out a way that would have kept the plot critical NPC around and still let the player have some of their own enjoyment. Namely, just letting the NPC be dead for a few days and then just resurrect them.
It's a really frustrating thing for me. When it comes to, say, Skyrim, there are some plot critical NPCs, like, say, the Jarl of Whiterun.
Yeah.
Who figures into the main quest and who figures into the main plot. But I mean, he's sitting on his throne.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to tell me that one of the NPCs, like, unless one of his guards is going to go peanut butter banana sandwich crazy and shove his sword down the Jarl's throat, I think he's safe. I think he's pretty safe.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, I guess if you are defending Whiterun and you just decide to take a coffee break in the middle of the battle,
Yeah.
you die. But I mean, you'd have to really try. I've literally never had them break into the city. Ever.
Yeah.
So. In the middle of the battle, you just stop. I lack keys! And then you come back later and Whiterun is in ruins and everyone is dead. All hail the Dragonborn!
Yeah.
What does the Dragonborn do when he's called by the Whitebeard? Shut up, I'm watching The Sopranos. I've got 6 more seasons before I even consider climbing 5,000 steps. Make me some more pizza rolls. Dragonborn hungers.
Yeah, it's a... When the Greybeard's summoned, you can't help but answer. And my answer is leave a message with Lydia. I'll get back to you when I care.
When the Greybeard summoned you, what would I do for a Klondike bar? Oh wait, no, sorry. Sorry, I mistranslated that. Something else. I'll get to it eventually, I'm sure. He's got a Klondike bar there, but...
Yes.
Oh, no. You know the best one?
What?
Greybeard start yelling, be sure to drink your Ovaltine?
No, they want you to go to 5,000 Step Mountain. That's not what I heard.
Can I be a dragonborn? Oh shit! You'll shout your eye out. Okay. God. Oh, that's what that is. I was wondering what that sudden crashing noise is. Suicide try and back. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it is almost midnight, and I hate to cut this short, but knowing my luck, they're not going to cancel school tomorrow, and I got to be up to make sure I can roll out. But they're almost assuredly going to cancel.
All right.
So thank you for the chat.
Yeah.
I will talk to you next week.
Yeah, I'll talk to you next week.
All right. Bye.
Bye.